Welcome, professional wrestling fans, to the PW Fan. The PW Fan is a pro wrestling podcast created by the fans for the fans. And can you believe I've been saying that for 84 weeks? This is episode 84, and thank you for joining us. I am your first host, the grumpy old school wrestling fan, collector, barber, singer and guitarist of Fall Bright, talk wrestling, Tim Gilbert. And I'm just going to add in that this week, I'm gonna be a little bit more positive, guys. I'm trying not to be more. I'm trying not to be so grumpy. You know, let the light shine through a little bit. All right, moving on.
And I am your favorite host,
Whoa,
the architect of pro wrestling podcast, Funko Pop collector, Booker Andy.
Arguably true.
All right.
I'm definitely the least favorite host.
You just accept that point.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. It's fine.
And I'm also your host, the No Selling Wrestling Indie fan and football lover, Jeremy.
All right. Well, so today we got a good show. Episode 84. We're going to be talking about Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Got some news there. You know, I'm going to be all over that. Upcoming pay-per-view predictions. We got 2 big pay-per-views this weekend, one for each company. So if you're listening on Tuesday when this episode drops, yeah, it's going to be a weekend filled with wrestling. Before we get started,
And if anyone cares, NXT Battleground is Sunday.
Yeah,
Nope, no one cares.
All right. So, anyways, look us up on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We got all of our video content on there every episode. Merch on ProWrestlingTees.com, tons of different designs, and find us on social media by searching at the PW Fan. Stick around for the end of the episode where we talk about our classic show of the week. Andy, I'm going to pass it over to you, buddy. It's going to be a good week. Episode 84, let's go.
I'm actually going to pass it back over to you, Tim. A little volley over to you.
All right.
Because I think you know more about the CM Punk stuff than I do. Maybe you and Jeremy both know more about it than I do.
Well, the big
seems
thing...
like you were the one sending the news to us and letting us know what's happening. So I'm kind of confused on the situation.
Believe it was reported by comicbook.com that they reached out to Warner Brothers and asked if CM Punk would be involved in what's this new show called, Andy?
Collision.
Collision.
June 17th.
And they said that he is not involved. And so it's supposed to be in Chicago. And it was being promoted.
They haven't announced it yet.
It was being promoted as the second coming, though.
So I'll add to that. I did read that if Punk doesn't show up there, he might move it to Daly's place, where they were doing everything in Jacksonville, and try to have Mercedes Moné pop up instead. Because if they go Chicago and Punk doesn't show up, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Wow, talk about
that would be stupid to do that.
From CM Punk to Mercedes Moné, my God.
Who just got hurt, so I don't know how that would, But.
Yeah, I guess in a non-wrestling appearance. But I don't know, Tim, did you hear about all the wrestling stuff with Punk and AEW? Like, I mean, I'll just put this on it first because it's not confirmed, so I'll just say it's all speculation right now, but this is what people have been kind of hinting at.
Don't write a post about us, CM Punk.
Yes.
He's going to be like, first of all, his roast would be so hard, I wouldn't even want to read it. But he'd be like,
yeah,
like, guess we quit podcasting.
Yeah, it's like we're done. Yeah. So basically, AEW said like you have to comply and come back to that show, or, and I don't know if this part's true, but they said they might sue him if they don't. And it's a little bit different because I believe that Punk is not just a independent contractor like he was to WWE. So he can't really just like, I'm good, not come to work anymore. Because I think he's a full-time employee. Yeah. So that's a little bit different, as in like you can't just walk away.
And I assume AEW, not everyone is like that, but some people are.
Yeah, I think the main guys
Kenny
are
and the
all
Bucks are
full-time.
probably employees. Jericho's probably an employee.
Yeah, like they all got like insurance and like benefits through AEW as well, which is totally different than what WWE does.
But what's the stuff going on with Ace Steel and Punk? What's that
Yeah.
story about?
It's a weird story
I didn't see
because
that one.
apparently Ace, like the deal was that AEW was going to rehire Ace Steel, which they technically did already. He was working remotely, I guess, and then something
Won't
happened,
let him at
and
the arenas or something.
yeah, and they're not going to bring him to that show, and then that's why Punk is like, I don't want to go to that show, which is a
So
weird.
it's like you're gonna die on that hill, man. On the
Yeah,
Ace Steel hill.
yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Well, okay. Think about it again. You're talking about a guy who has nothing to lose. I mean, he has money. I mean, I'm sure he wants more. I'm talking about CM Punk. But
Yeah.
hey, Ace Steel was loyal to Punk, fought side by side with him in the back, bit a dude, and lost his job because of it, because he had somebody's back. I mean, Punk's going to be the guy that's going to be like, nah, like, this is my boy.
Well, if Punk had no power in the issue, I'd say, what are you doing? But he does have some power, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
At this point, I
Either
just wish
way,
all these fucking guys could just put this shit behind them. Just fucking please. I just want to watch wrestling like a show again. That I want AEW to be good.
I know.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I guess either way, we're gonna know on Wednesday because that's when they said Tony Khan's gonna announce the location of the first show. So.
Okay. Well, then maybe we'll dip into this topic at the beginning of next week's show.
Yeah.
Because next week's show is going to be a big one. But let's get into the actual television shows this week, starting with Raw. Raw opened up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami says that they're going to check Roman at Night of Champions, that no one's really checked Roman, and Roman's kind of getting greedy. They say he's pushing too hard and that he just can't have enough. The Judgment Day ends up coming out, and Kevin says that he wants to fight. Judgment Day said that they're actually just there to talk and wish them luck, and they thought that they were done with the bloodline, but turns out, apparently they're not, because they're facing them at Night of Champions. So Judgment Day says if they win, that the Judgment Day will be waiting for them. They all get in the ring, though, and kind of are face-to-face, including Rhea. And everyone has a chance to talk except for Dom. And then Sami gets on the mic and says he actually wants to hear what Dom has to say. And the crowd erupts in boos. And Dom keeps trying to talk, and he's not able to. Eventually, Kevin gets on the mic and starts screaming, "They can't hear what he's saying. It's pointless. Can I just punch him in the face already?" Kevin Owens has been making me crack up consistently lately.
Yeah,
I'm really liking it. So shortly after that, Judgment Day starts attacking. Sami grabs a chair and they leave. This led to a part 1 of a couple interviews that will continue, I think, through Smackdown with Seth Rollins and Corey Graves. Did you guys see any of these? I actually enjoyed them.
Yeah, they actually were pretty well done.
I was hoping that they're going to do something with AJ, but when it comes to SmackDown, but it looks like they're not done Seth Rollins by the end of the night.
Yeah, so I haven't seen anything about AJ.
Yeah, unless they continue on. Well, yeah, because nothing happened with it on SmackDown, so they're going to continue it as we're recording this tonight. But so we have a part 1, and it says it will continue later. We have an Intercontinental Championship #1 contender battle royal. Winner of this surprised me at first, and I hope I'm not right in the reason why the winner won. But
I think you are.
Winner was Mustafa Ali. He's going to face Gunther in Jeddah. I don't want to get, Mustafa Ali's origins wrong, but I feel like that might be a reason why he is in that position. Maybe he didn't even ask for it. Maybe the company, because the company's weird like that and does weird shit like that.
No,
like dress up Asian people in Asian karate uniforms. It's like,
that's exactly it. That's WWE thinking like, well, he looks like them.
It's like when they put the belt on Jinder because they were trying to expand their Indian fan base.
That's a Vince thing.
It's gonna be huge.
Positive Ali won. I'm wondering if it's going to be a squash match like when Brock squashed Ricochet over there.
Yeah, well, they'll probably let him have like a little moment, then the crowd gets into it, and that's it. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, I was not expecting it, then I was like, okay, whatever. But
Yeah.
Jordan Devlin, or not Jordan Devlin, JD McDonough was in that match. I think that was the first time I got to see him, and he attacked Dolph Ziggler after. So it looks like they're going to have a little feud to kind of get JD going.
Was he the one that Finn Balor was like scouting at the end?
So you saw that. Okay, so we'll get to that. You're talking about with the interview backstage?
Yeah.
My friend didn't notice Balor, and there's a rumor that's been going around. So we had a Becky Lynch segment where she's in the ring by herself, and pretty much she challenges Trish Stratus to Night of Champions. And I think she said something like, she's proven it, she's always been it, and she doesn't need a title to prove it. That's like, she's the man, basically. And so she challenges Trish to Night of Champions, and like Jeremy was talking about, JD McDonough, as he was leaving the arena, Kathy Kelly catches him for an interview, and as it's fading out to the next segment, you see Balor walk up from a area up above, and he's looking down. So, if you don't know, Finn Balor trained JD McDonough. They've had a match in NXT UK before, and the rumor has been that they're going to add him to the Judgment Day, which I think would be a perfect fit.
I think so.
Okay. You don't bet against the Irish Ace. Boy, he's so good. He's so good. Yeah, I remember in him in NXT, Booker T would always talk about how he didn't really know him, and then he started watching him all the time, and he was just like, yeah, I'm a huge fan. He's like, JD McDonough kills it. And I think, his attitude and everything, his character is like a heel, and I think he would fit right in with Judgment Day. And it's, again, I think we touched on it before. It'd be an easy story to tell with him and Balor's history. So.
Oh yeah, it fits.
All it would take is a little backstage pep talk from Balor and be like, you want in, and then JD like interferes in a match or something.
Yeah, I also feel like that, like how they did Finn in that video or that interview. That's definitely like a Triple H thing. I feel like he puts like little like things in the background for people.
Oh yeah, notice. Yeah. That feels like a Triple H thing.
Yeah.
Because who knows if Vince would have called up JD.
Oh, he probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Triple H probably has long-term plans, I'd assume. So speaking of NXT superstars, though, we had Indus Sheer debut. That is a group. One of the guys. So do you remember Shanky? And there was the other guy. Shanky was the Indian guy that like danced for a little. Like he was with like Jinder Mahal. He was like their.
Oh yeah.
The guy that
not
like,
the Bollywood guys.
Oh, never mind. Then no, I don't know Shanky.
No, not them, but like the big guys. There was Shanky and Veer. Veer was the other guy. So this group, Indus Sheer, is Veer and another guy, but it's not Shanky. And Jinder Mahal came back up with them. He's been in NXT for a little bit now, and he's more in like a manager role for them. So they debuted. I'm sorry, but this gimmick is just gonna flop because it always does. Foreign gimmicks always flop. Tell me one that like has really like gone like, except for like Imperium right now. I'll say that actually like has been going really well.
When they do like these corny and stereotypical gimmicks, that's why.
Dude, even a group full of like dudes that were all kind of main eventers flopped. The League of Nations or whatever was Sheamus and Wade Barrett and Rusev. And, and Alberto Del Rio. That flopped.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Less than a year, yeah.
The League of Nations.
So, we had a Cody Rhodes segment where He told a story about the scorpion and the frog, with the purpose being that it was always in the scorpion's nature to sting the frog, whether he intended to or not. I don't know. This just led to him talking about Brock Lesnar's nature is to hunt, and he delivered a cheap shot asking the hunter how his face after he was left bloody at Backlash, and he said to the camera towards, I guess, Brock Lesnar, saying that you are simply in my way. So they are going, as we know, they're going to fight at Night of Champions. And then Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler returned to attack Raquel Rodriguez, who had to give up the Raw, or the not Raw Women's, but the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships because Liv Morgan has gotten hurt. And actually, so is Dakota Kai, but we haven't heard anything really about that on Raw. So then we had a Seth Rollins and Corey Graves interview part 2, and our main event ended up being Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Winners were Finn Balor and Damian Priest due to involvement with Imperium, I believe. Which that leads to actually the opening of tonight's show that we're watching. Anything to add before we hop into Dynamite?
No,
I don't think so. I'm ready to
Tim,
talk.
I'm sure you love Dynamite this week.
I am going to be more positive.
Try to. Wardlow opens the show. He calls out Christian Cage to come out to the ring and spit in his face like Christian, I guess, said he would.
That was a weird thing to say.
I liked the fire though from Wardlow. It was good to see a little passion.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. Christian and Luchasaurus come out. After a face-to-face, though, a fight breaks out. Luchasaurus grabs a ladder. Christian hits Wardlow with the ladder, and Luchasaurus put him through it. My only gripe with this part is Wardlow put his hands up far too early, and it just didn't look good.
I will say Wardlow and Arn Anderson together are working pretty well, actually.
I like it. I like it better than the Cody and Arn Anderson.
Yeah. Well, that was when like Arn Anderson was like the crazy uncle.
When the Glock was all elite.
He's like, you pull out a Glock, and everyone's like, okay.
It's like, what is happening?
Arn
chill out, Arn.
Arn 316 says, I just pulled a Glock on your ass.
You guys are watching right now. They're showing, I think, AJ versus Seth
from like
on television from
old indie
2006. Yeah, it's a nice story to tell. So to finish up the segment in the beginning, though, Christian hits the kill switch to Wardlow onto the ladder. The Blackpool Combat Club brawled with the Young Bucks in the parking garage. Wardlow, who just had the segment with Christian, challenges Christian Cage to a ladder match at Double or Nothing for the TNT title. Yeah. This TNT title has changed so much, I forgot that Wardlow was even the champion right now. But that's the whole point of Christian going after it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully Wardlow actually holds on to it a little bit longer this time.
Yeah, hopefully. Tim, how do you feel about this part? Orange Cassidy says anyone that wants a shot at his international title at Double or Nothing should go talk to Tony Khan, which, as we found out later, would lead to 20 people who went to Tony Khan's office for a shot at the international title. And Orange Cassidy says he's going to face them all in a 20-man blackjack battle royal.
Well,
now what kind of tournament is that? Or battle royal?
What we need is, and this isn't me being negative, we need less Orange Cassidy. In all seriousness, it would be nice.
Well, Tim, you know what I read today? That Orange Cassidy is going to be getting a push, and they're going to be pushing this international title.
How does he not already have a push? He starts every show.
Even bigger.
Okay.
You know, probably why he gets pushed is because he's like the guy who makes all that money for them.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many people you see in the crowd with Orange Cassidy stuff?
So 18 hours ago, What Culture said, why AEW is pushing Orange Cassidy so strongly? Can't find a quick answer, but I believe it's because the International Championship will be exclusive to Collision.
That makes sense. And then
I also think, isn't he a big sales?
Shouldn't the TNT title be on the Saturday show because that's on TNT, and then the international one can stay on Dynamite, which is on TBS?
Are they looking at the International Championship like it's the second?
I mean, I think it is, right? That's how it feels, at least.
Really? It feels like it's on par with MJ. Oh, I meant on par with.
Oh, no, I meant it's like their Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, I mean, the TNT felt like that for a little bit, but now the TNT feels like the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, so the intention is to showcase that championship prominently during Collision. So that's kind of why Orange Cassidy is getting a heavy push.
It's one of those things. How about we just land on this? It's not for me, but I guess if he sells a bunch of merch, then it is what it is.
You got to remember, it is a business.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's why they kept the spinner. That's why WWE kept the spinner title around for so long. You know. Terrible
title.
Yeah.
Awful, but made money.
FTR brawled with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. As we know, they're going to have a match against one another at Double or Nothing. We've already mentioned...
Sorry, I was going to say, I'm actually not mad about all the Jeff Jarrett stuff in AEW actually right now. He's actually not...
It's some of the better stuff they've been doing.
Yeah, which I didn't think when Jeff Jarrett debuted, I was like, what is this? But he's actually turned out pretty well.
Yeah, it's being a good pairing with them. I mean, he's better as a heel, like he's been doing. So, as we talked about, AEW Collision was announced on Dynamite officially, starting Saturday, June 17th, and like we said before, we're not entirely. It's supposed to be Chicago, but we shall see.
Yeah.
We had a Falls Count Anywhere match: Roderick Strong versus Chris Jericho, and it literally went anywhere and everywhere. The JAS and Adam Cole were banned from ringside, but that's the key word, ringside. The fight eventually goes to the outside of the actual arena and to the front entry, and Adam Cole is seen outside waiting, and it was all part of Roderick Strong and Adam Cole's plan. And Adam Cole and Roderick Strong attack together, and Chris Jericho gets pinned on top of mulch.
That actually wasn't a bad match. I actually liked it more than most of Jericho's recent matches on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that they were... What was he throwing? Soft serve, ice cream or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. They were a mess. Jericho took stuff out of the trash to wipe his face.
Yeah, that was...
Again,
I don't know about that.
Just not my thing. I would have loved to see this be an actual, I hate...
Because Roderick Strong's super talented.
Yeah.
He is.
Killer theme song. I'll say it. But that kill switch. So we had Jungle Boy defeating Roosh, and he gets attacked afterwards.
Dude,
Darby comes out to help.
And that'll be the extent of my negativity for this episode.
Tim, when were you positive right now?
I was...
He's like, it's not my thing. It's not my thing.
It's not my thing. That's positive.
I just want Punk back.
Yeah.
AEW's not my thing unless Punk's back.
You had me and you lost me.
Or AEW might have had you while Vince was in charge, and then Trips took over, and it was
I mean, I feel like
I don't want to play with you anymore.
No, listen. I just feel that a lot of the things
I feel like Tim has to explain this every week. Also,
he does.
I feel like this is a little different. I just think that a lot of the things that I liked about AEW, besides CM Punk, that's a big one, obviously, but we were watching from the episode 1. There's things that I do miss. I liked JR. I know he wasn't for everybody, but I miss JR. I miss Punk. Cody, who was one of the reasons why I obviously watched AEW, is now in WWE. Uh, the Young Bucks barely ever do anything, and I like the Young Bucks, but Kenny, he was gone for so long, and now he's kind of like easing his way back in. His character's like kind of weird right now. There's just like a lot of
I liked Bell Collector Kenny. That was fun.
Yeah.
I liked him with the mutton chops when he was heel. That was my favorite Kenny.
Yeah, Bell Collector Kenny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. There were I felt at the time like I really liked John Moxley, and then his character became all just doing like super violent stuff, which I'm like, all right, I get it, but I don't know. There were things that I really liked that now are kind of missing. So having Punk back at least would be nice. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would say, for me, actually, I know it's kind of funny because we joke about it, but like Hangman, like when it was like first, like
Dude,
first 2 years, whatever, he wasn't like too bad to me.
Right.
But like when he was doing that first stuff with the Dark Order, like when they had those first shows back with people in them, and then they did that really cool entrance with the Dark Order and all that. Like I was actually like with Hangman, but now it's like I don't care about him at all. It's almost the opposite right now.
We got Danielson and Cole. I wish Danielson and Punk could feud.
And that's so then Danielson and Adam Cole come. I don't really like anything that Bryan Danielson has done except for, I mean, he's had some good matches, and I really liked his match against Kenny, but I don't like any of the storylines he's been in at all. I can't even really name one that I like, actually. Like the whole like we're gonna beat you up to make this place better. Like I'm like,
you amateurs.
Like just like gotta do something else. But then
MJF and him was all right, but MJF makes everyone better. So.
And I don't feel like Adam Cole. I don't feel like Adam Cole got used in the way I thought he was going to either. I thought by now
he's just back. Give him some time.
No, but in his first run, I really thought by then he was coming hot off NXT. He was their champion. It feels a little bit like Bret Hart when he left WWE and went to WCW. It's like
because they had to pair him with a group.
But why? He didn't need a group.
Yeah, they did.
Cole.
Yeah, but that was like why they brought him in for that reason at that point.
Yeah. I'm not as good as Booker Andy, guys, but
all right. Well, I'll continue. Jungle Boy.
Okay, so
like
back
I said,
with positive Tim.
Yeah. Jungle Boy defeated Roosh, like I said, and he gets attacked afterwards. Darby comes out and Sammy comes out also. Tony Storm throws out a challenge to Jamie Hayter for Double or Nothing. And then we have Ricky Starks versus Jay White. This is actually a really good match, but Jay White won via disqualification because Ricky Starks grabbed a chair, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we ended the show with a segment from Don Callis, but Don Callis barely had a chance to talk and explain his actions when Kenny Omega comes out. The BCC attack, Young Bucks come out, and they're kind of outnumbered until Hangman Adam Page comes out. And the Elite, including Hangman Adam Page, in the Blackpool Combat Club Brawl, and the Elite, and I say the Elite, but it's actually Hangman Adam Page that's on the mic, I believe, during this. He says the Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club, Anarchy in the Arena, at Double or Nothing. I know too. So you know why that became a thing? It's because when they did it with the Jericho Appreciation Society, they wanted to do Stadium Stampede, and Moxley's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that shit. If we're gonna do something like that, we're gonna stay in the arena." So they called it Anarchy in there. It's just Falls Count Anywhere, just a big brawl, not in the stupid stadium.
Do you think they're gonna play the music again? Like, remember they played Mox's music for like 10 minutes?
Oh God, I hope not. I forgot about that. Tim was like, "No." Moxley will bleed in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Danielson says he's not ready for a fight until he starts bleeding.
Oh my God. All right.
Oh, and also speaking of Danielson, sorry, just one last thing. He's apparently going to have creative control, or more creative control on the Saturday show. Like he has more of a say on that. And apparently that's what he did a little bit of that in WWE as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be I wonder what that first episode's going to be like.
Yeah, because usually they do pretty good on their debut shows and all that stuff. But
the thing with that show, I heard some say it's going to be a hard split, and others are like, well, some people are going to go back and forth, and some are going to be on just that show.
Yeah, I was like, so that's not a brand split at all.
Not a brand split. It's not a hard split. It's like, it feels like champions are going to go both sides, and then some people, if you're not a champion, you're like, I don't know, man.
Basically, if you're cool with everyone, you can go on both shows. If you hate someone, you're on one show.
Sounds like something that someone that's been hitting the slopes comes up with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're going skiing all the time, and they come up with a crazy idea. I'm not saying who. I'm just saying someone. It just sounds like that.
What's wrong with going skiing? I love skiing. Normally, Andy and I will
go ski all the time?
Like once, every few years. We rent a hotel. Get the pass for the day. All right, so
the con man likes skiing too. The con man likes skiing too. Back on track, guys. Going off the rails. Smackdown. Unless you guys want to add anything to Dynamite this week.
No, I think that covered it.
Alrighty, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman open up the show. Sami and Kevin come out. Roman says he has one regret, and that's wasting his life on Sami. Sami says his one regret is not blasting Roman with the chair. Sammy's one regret is not blasting Roman with the chair sooner. Roman said Roman's not going to win the tag team championships because he's not as good as them, and he's not as good as the Usos either. This pissed Roman off a little bit. It was right after this that the Usos attacked from behind, and Roman's seems to be pissed because he didn't tell the Usos to come out. Roman's the one that calls the shots when it comes to the bloodline, and he freaks out on the Usos backstage. So, tension. I still am calling that the Usos are going to interfere at Night of Champions.
I don't know. I feel like Roman's going to have 4 belts.
Dude, shut the front door. God. I mean, hey, they got us with the Cody and Roman at Mania. Now anything surprises me.
Yeah.
Pretty Deadly debut against the Brawling Brutes. Yes, boys. Winner is Pretty Deadly. I don't know if, Tim, were you able to see that highlight of them? What do you think of their shirts?
Remind me what they look like.
They come up to here. With long sleeves that come up to here.
Reminds me of Billy Gunn in a weird way.
Yeah. They're pretty deadly, man. The Grayson Waller effect debuted on SmackDown with host AJ Styles. Welcome, you guys, to the Grayson Waller effect. You don't watch NXT, so you haven't been graced with its presence.
I know. I was like, who is this?
You guys have got any thoughts on it? He's such a hateable character, though. Like, he does it really well.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's easy to hate him.
He is what Austin Theory's annoying ass should be.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, because it's immediate. I can see him doing well.
I believe Grayson Waller. I don't really believe Austin Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory is definitely a character. Grayson Waller, I feel like just the first time seeing him, I'm like, feels like actually him.
I'm pretty sure he dates Indy Hartwell. Actually, they're both Australian. I know that, but I'm pretty sure they date. When she got caught up, I kind of saw him break character. He stood up and gave her a hug backstage.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. I notice things. I care about my NXT peeps. So yeah, he had AJ Styles on, and they talked about AJ's upcoming match, and Grayson basically said that he hopes Seth Rollins beats him. We had a Karrion Kross segment, and his exact quote for the segment was, it was a backstage segment. He says, "They say justice is blind. Surely that must be the case because I am the imminent threat to justice." and it has absolutely no idea. He looks at the camera and he says, "Do you, Alan?" And then he holds up a tarot card with AJ Styles on it. He called Uncle Alan by his name.
I don't really care about Karrion Kross, though.
It just, dude, if that dude ruins AJ's shot at Night of Champions and like that's the reason why he loses, Karrion Kross and AJ Styles.
That's Booker Andy right there.
Fucking just make him go away again for a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Every feud since Drew McIntyre, he's lost. Shinsuke, Ray, anyone else, he just keeps losing. Yeah. So now he has the sights on Allen.
Karrion Kross has that look and everything, but he's wrestling is awful to me. Like, it's so boring.
Enough with the TikTok. TikTok, you lose. How about that? TikTok, you keep losing.
Yeah.
You're not beating anyone lately. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT Tag Team Champions, debuted against, I believe, some jobbers, some locals.
Some jobbers.
Some locals. Raquel and Liv, like I said before, they had to relinquish their championships, and there's going to be a Fatal 4-Way match announced for Raw in 2 weeks. It's going to be Raquel and a partner, I guess they're choosing. Shayna and Ronda, Bayley and Io, and then Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. I'm going to say Shayna and Ronda are going to...
Yeah, I was going to say Ronda, yeah.
Because they've been off TV because of Ronda's injury, and I think they've basically been waiting to just put the straps to them. So
it makes sense.
We have a segment from Austin Theory, and Sheamus comes out. Austin Theory basically talks a little shit and says it's the one belt that Sheamus has never won, and Sheamus ends up brogue kicking Theory to oblivion. So I hope Sheamus one day gets that title, and that way he can finally, it's like the last one on his list.
Yeah, I feel like he can beat Theory. Like, who?
He should.
He doesn't need the belt really right now.
No, but fuck Theory. In our main event, I believe it was our main event, the LWO, they defeated the Usos thanks to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Roman is shown backstage visibly angry. So
the Usos kind of suck now.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep fucking losing, man. So that wraps up SmackDown. Anything to add before we quickly get into Rampage?
Rampage?
Yeah, there's a couple things.
All right.
Nope. No one? Nothing to add. All right.
Nothing.
Rampage. Taya Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill is set for Double or Nothing. Like I said, we'll talk about predictions later. We had a segment from the Hardys. The Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy versus Ethan Page and the Guns at Double or Nothing is happening. And if the Hardys win, Matt is in charge of Ethan Page's contract. Ethan Page comes out.
What is with this stuff?
He says he wants to be done with them. I remember he also said to Isaiah Cassidy, he's like, when everyone told you that moaning backstage was stupid, who told you that it would get over? He's like, I did. I was like, I want to shoot you now, man, because that's true. Fuck off.
I thought they were done. Tim.
Fucking. That clip though I sent you guys of him from the
it did make me
Hardy
laugh.
compound
I'm
on top
not gonna
of the
lie.
roof.
It did make when he was on the roof like, and he. It did.
He was doing it for so long though.
It did make me
3 times. It just kept repeating from different angles.
It actually, but it actually like pissed me off that it made me laugh.
Yeah,
like, I shouldn't be.
And then he jumped. After he jumped and everything, then he started humping the ground too, and I was just like, "Why? What am I watching?"
That was terrible.
Someone finds out about wrestling and they think that's it.
Yeah, those are the things when you're like, you should tell a friend like, watch wrestling, and then that shows up, and you're like, God damn it!
Oh, hang on, hang on. I'm not gonna say anything except this: if you're watching Raw right now, something's happening.
Oh my God, I can't put it on.
Adrenaline in my soul. Did you know my dad was Dusty Rhodes? Go to CVS, I need some leave. All right.
Oh my god.
If we get flagged for copyright now, that's your fault.
Yeah. The gun. We're gonna continue this. Ethan Page, like I said, comes out. He says he wants to be done with them, and the Guns attack with chairs. Wrap up Rampage, Adam Cole and Chris Jericho brawl, and that's pretty much all I want to talk about with Rampage because not much ever happens. So,
yeah.
All that being said, we got, I think, basically all the matches for the upcoming pay-per-views.
I just realized we're gonna have to talk about another show once Collision happens.
Stay tuned, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be long shows for us, so get to listening. Night of Champions predictions. I wanted to go through this with y'all. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Who you guys got?
This is actually a tough one.
I'm saying Becky because Lita interferes and attacks Trish, and then that sets up Trish versus Lita at SummerSlam, which we don't want.
I'm going to say Trish because they're in Saudi Arabia, and the prince only knows who she is.
Yes.
And
Becky beat Lita in Saudi Arabia.
She has tattoos.
Yeah.
She has tattoos, though.
He's like, if women are wrestling in my country, I want who I want to win.
Oh, my. I don't know if we're allowed to say it either.
I am the prince.
I am the prince. That's the name of this episode.
What are you, a joke? Women's rights.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah.
I am the prince. Speaking of stupid women, Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
All right, Prince, calm down.
Prince has gone away.
Prince.
And he's like, this is just me talking now.
Yeah.
Prince is gone now. Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Wait, Tim, you never answered Trish or Becky.
In which way?
The Prince Trish Stratus or Becky Lynch? Who wins, in your opinion?
Trish for everything in every answer.
Oh my god.
Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
Bianca Belair. It's not over yet. And also, she might be turning heel soon.
I'm going with Bianca as well. Tim?
Bianca for sure. Come on.
Gunther versus the Prince's best friend, Mustafa Ali. Intercontinental Championship.
God.
Best friend is going down.
Best friend's going down. He's too positive. Gunther's going to chop the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's going to go flying.
Tim, who you got?
Gunther, baby. Come on. Walter.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships.
Who do you got?
Who?
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Yeah, who do you have?
Oh, who do I have? Sami and Kevin. Due to Uso's interference.
I'm going with Roman and Solo.
And
Roman is going to have
they
full
fight the Usos at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Ooh. Hot take. How about
But
you,
also,
Tim?
then what happens to KO then and Sami?
It's a three-way tag team match. It turns into AEW.
Look, just because Roman's in the match, Roman's team's winning.
Roman's team's winning. No. And shit. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock
All
Lesnar?
right, Cody.
I'm going Cody.
Hopefully that's
And
it then.
finally, your new World Heavyweight Champion. Do we have the movie star Seth Rollins or AJ Styles?
Seth.
Has to be Seth Rollins.
I think Seth, but
I'm an AJ
is it
man,
because of
though.
Karrion Kross? I want AJ. I mean, I love Seth, but the guy community. God. Prince is like, I want AJ Styles to win.
Yeah. I'm sure AJ Styles wishes that audio clip disappeared.
You're the one that never lets him live it down.
I know.
Tim brings it up once a year.
Sorry. I'll just never forget hearing it.
Do you want to explain the clip or no?
Yeah,
Someone
how about
calls
this?
in and says
if you want to,
basically you're big with the gay community.
wait. If you want to look it up, put in AJ Styles the gay community.
You're about to make AJ Styles lose a bunch of fans.
Hang on, baby. Look, back then I don't know what AJ's beliefs are now, but he was going hard for the Lord.
People can change, all right.
So I don't know what his stance is now, but it's just like when he's in TNA. He's in TNA still, and somebody's like, one of the hosts is like, apparently you have a big following in the gay community. What are your thoughts on that? And all he says is the gay community. He gets all pissed. He gets all pissed off about it.
All right, let's wrap it up with Double or Nothing predictions. No more AJ talk and Seth Rollins talk. All right. Ethan Page and the Guns versus the orgasmic Isaiah Cassidy and the Hardys.
God.
With Jeff Hardy back, I'm saying the Hardys. Yeah. Tim?
Yeah, they have to win.
Gotta be the Hardys. God, please.
Unsanctioned match. Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, because apparently he's going after the title next.
Thank God. Oh, that'd be a good feud, him and MJF.
Yeah.
If MJF wins, but... All right, Adam Cole. Jade Cargill versus Ty Valkyrie.
Jade.
They both have the same finisher.
Jade's not losing the belt anytime soon, bro.
She's going to lose to Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door.
She's about to hit 60 now, I believe. Yeah, she better lose to Mercedes at Forbidden Door.
Do you think when she finally loses, somebody's going to come out with a stun gun and then hit her, and then
like a Goldberg?
Then hit her with the jackknife, and then...
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it. TNT's been copying a lot of WCW things. AEW International Championship Blackjack Battle Royal, Orange Cassidy versus 20 competitors. I'm going Orange Cassidy retains. Just to show how good he is.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy.
Tim?
Someone else, not him. I'm hopefully.
One of the 20.
Tim says Miro?
Anyone else?
Ooh.
AEW TNT Championship ladder match. Wardlow, Christian Cage. I'm going Christian Cage due to Luchasaurus. Anything goes in a ladder match.
Yeah. I'm going with Wardlow because I feel like they're going to keep it on him longer.
I feel like Wardlow because he needs it.
AEW Women's World Championship. Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm.
Has this one had any story or hype?
Nope. But I feel like Tony's going to win, and they're going to give it to the Outcast because they've been pushing the Outcast lately.
Oh, they have, yeah. I think I might have to agree with you that. There's nothing else going on for Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, I'm with
No, she hasn't done shit lately. AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Special guest referee Mark Briscoe.
I mean, FTR better win.
FTR.
That's why they signed the new contract.
Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal.
What?
Yeah, I'm thinking it.
Why?
They've been pushing this team since they basically got together.
What do you think? Mark Briscoe's going to turn?
No, I think it's going to be something involved with Mark Briscoe, accidentally. He's on both sides of them, but I think something's going to happen. Anarchy in the Arena. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite.
The Elite?
The
Blackpool Combat Club.
You think?
Because the elite's a bunch of amateurs. It's just science. And then finally, the main event, AEW World Championship match, MJF versus Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
MJF. It's pretty obvious, though.
Adam Cole feuding with anyone but MJF after this is awful. So MJF.
Yeah, that'd be a letdown. Yeah. Tim?
MJF.
But that wraps up the show and our predictions, guys. Tim, do you have a classic show of the week?
Yeah, classic show of the week is New Year's Revolution 2006. So go watch that. It has a crazy ending, worth looking
Is that
into.
Elimination Chamber 3?
3 or 4, yeah.
Is that the one with the poster of Batista? And the dragon.
Of John Cena.
Oh, it's John Cena. It's like a black and white poster with gold.
Well, we will see you next week to talk all things pro wrestling. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week.